What is up, everyone? So today I'm going to be talking about my top tip for practicing more effectively, and that is to tune your guitar one or two whole steps downwards when you are practicing. And so I think this is really useful whether you're a beginner or an advanced guitarist. And the reason for this is because by tuning lower, obviously the tension is going to be lower, and having that lower tension means it's going to take a lot longer before you become fatigued. And especially if you are practicing effectively and you're repeating the most difficult parts over and over again, perhaps holding like a really awkward bar chord or an awkward fingering and practicing that small section over and over again, then you're going to rapidly become fatigued. And at the point you are fatigued, you're no longer really practicing effectively because, it's just because you're tired. If you make mistakes, it's not because your technique necessarily was wrong. And so having a lower tension means you can practice for far longer. What it also means is that you're not going to be, you're going to be finding your mistakes magnified in terms of things like slurs and issues where you could pull a string off center unintentionally. Like you might even pull the top E off the neck of the guitar in certain situations, doing slurs and things like this. And having the lower tension is going to make it easier for that to happen. So it's going to force you to correct your technique where if the tension was higher, the strings might mask that a little bit. And beginners quite often, if they're barring, tend to pull the strings slightly off center. And that obviously makes it sound ever so slightly out of tune. And they may not notice this so much when their tension is standard, but when the tension is much lower, this will really come to their attention far more. But I think regardless of your skill level, I would say tuning your guitar down for the majority of your practice is really, really useful. Then when it comes to practicing performance, practicing a piece from beginning to end, then you can tune back to standard tuning, then practice in standard tuning. But when you are learning those really difficult slurs, difficult bars, difficult fingerings, don't make it harder for yourself by having the tension higher. Lower the tension so that you can really focus on the actual fingerings, on the technique itself. And another thing to say is that particularly beginners often think that low tension is bad, high tension is good. All the professionals play with higher tension. And it's like, yes, a lot of professionals do play with high tension, but that's because they're probably playing performances and they want to have the most projection, the most volume. But having lower tension actually means that vibrato and any kind of feel that comes from the left hand is going to be heard much more if the tension is lower. So it really will magnify undesirable aspects of your technique by having a lower tension that might actually be masked slightly by having a higher tension string. So, and of course, like you're going to be hearing the intervals, hearing the same piece in different keys. So hearing all those intervals, hearing that piece in different keys is going to accelerate your ear training as well. It's going to mean that you're tuning the guitar more frequently. So that's going to help in itself. And you're also going to be hearing the same piece, but in different keys, hearing those same intervals, but in different keys. And all of that is going to really help with your ear as well. So I think regardless of your skill level, do more practice in the lower tuning. It can only be helpful. And if it's not, well, that's not my fault. You didn't pay for the video, it's fine. Alright, I hope this helps you.